What comes to mind when you hear the word autism? Chances are we all have a definition that's just a little bit different. Here are some words that students enrolled in psychology courses at Haywood Community College use to describe autism spectrum disorder, or ASD as we'll refer to it. While we all have our own perception of autism spectrum disorder, how can we truly understand it? In order to know the answer to this question, we need to discover the real facts. So let's get started. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder. It is a spectrum disorder, and it is a disorder with no single known or accepted cause or cure. Remember these key points, as we will be discussing them shortly. A neurodevelopmental disorder is defined as a disorder which affects learning, memory, self-control, judgment, and emotion. Autism does not go away. Although it's a common misconception that ASD affects only children, autism is actually present throughout one's life. Let's take a look at some of autism's main symptoms and how they may affect people with ASD. One of ASD's most recognized symptoms is deficits in social communication. Someone with autism may not respond to his or her name, or have difficulty interacting with peers or initiating conversations. People with autism may begin speaking at a later age, an earlier age, or not at all, or have difficulty understanding verbal and nonverbal cues. People with autism often have an intense focus on or obsession of certain topics. These are more commonly referred to as special interests. These focuses can vary widely and depend upon the individual. They can be on any topic, yet are often intense and highly focused. Many people with ASD become experts on their topic, and they're not condensed to only one, although typically no more than 3 special interests are present at a given time. One other common symptom of ASD is repetitive behavior patterns. These symptoms might include whining, counting, and numbering items, the need to stick to a rigid routine, difficulty going off a schedule or a normal routine, and other rigid behavior patterns. These also vary depending on the individual and may range in severity. Other common symptoms of ASD include health-related symptoms, sensory-related symptoms, and learning or memory-related symptoms. Let's talk about each of these a little more in depth. There are a number of different health-related symptoms that people with ASD might experience. Some of the common health-related symptoms include gastrointestinal issues, frequent headaches, seizures, immune dysfunction, and the presence of a comorbid mental illness. So, what exactly is a comorbid disorder? The term comorbid refers to the prevalence of one disorder when another disorder is also present. For example, if someone had ASD and also had general anxiety disorder, then these 2 disorders would be considered comorbid. Disorders comorbid with ASD include general anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, and other anxiety disorders, Tourette syndrome, other tic disorders, ADHD, OCD, learning disabilities, depression, phobias, and many more. Some sensory-related symptoms may include being sensitive to lights or light movement, being sensitive to strong smells or loud noises, and being sensitive to certain textures, such as those of food or clothing. Some important definitions relating to sensory symptoms include a meltdown, which is an overflow of built-up emotion. These differ for each individual. And also stimming, which is a repetitive act relieving stress for an individual for a certain amount of time. Some examples may be hitting one's head on the wall or flapping one's arms. Some learning and memory-related symptoms may include having a good memory, having difficulties understanding abstract concepts, the presence of a learning disorder such as dyslexia, or a black and white learning style. Now that we have a basic understanding of autism and its symptoms, we're going to learn about autism as a spectrum disorder. Now, I'm sure you've heard of ASD as the spectrum. This nickname actually holds a lot of truth to the disorder. No 2 people with autism have the exact same symptoms and severity of symptoms. You can be located at any point on the spectrum. Just like our visible spectrum, the autism spectrum shows the diversity of the individual symptoms that someone with ASD might experience. ASD is also grouped into 3 levels. Level 1 requires support, Level 2 requires substantial support, and Level 3 requires highly substantial support. Levels 1 and 2 are often referred to as high-functioning autism. This means that these individuals can function in society if given the proper support to do so. So what causes autism spectrum disorder? Another common misconception is that autism was caused by vaccinations, but this was found to be false. It is believed that autism spectrum disorder's main causes may lie in genetic and environmental factors. Yet there isn't enough research to prove these claims, and thus we really don't know what causes autism. So how common is ASD? Well, according to the CDC, autism affects 1 in 54 people in the United States. Autism is also 4 times more common in males than in females. Is there a cure? Not yet, but there are some great treatment options available. As you can see, there are a number of treatment options available for ASD. One of the most common is applied behavioral analysis, but all of these forms of treatments are used to treat either ASD or some of the symptoms that might occur. The main goal of treatment is to allow autistic individuals to function in today's society, and many are quite effective at this task. Now that you have a basic understanding of autism spectrum disorder, are you wondering what you can do to help? If you know someone with ASD or you meet someone with ASD in the future, it's important to be patient and kind to them. You can also become educated on autism and its symptoms, and you can become an advocate for people who have autism. If you would like to become an autism advocate, here are some important dates that you can take part in. April is National Autism Awareness Month, April 2nd is World Autism Awareness Day, and April 18th is National Adult Autism Awareness Day. On these dates, be sure to light it up blue by wearing a blue shirt or the Autism Awareness ribbon. You can share these on social media and also be sure to donate to support autism research. In the words of Temple Grandin, a well-known autism advocate and professor at Colorado State University, people with autism are merely different, not less. Has your perception of autism changed? Be sure to share in the comments. Still in need of more information and want to know more? Be sure to check out these sources. This video was created as part of an honors project in abnormal psychology at Haywood Community College under the guidance of Mr. Stephen Wampler, instructor of psychology. Thanks for watching.